Is there no lasting impact with the entertainment that we keep getting?
The summer that Terminator 2 came out, everybody was quoting "Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back."
We don't do
Can
that anymore.
Yeah, could we quote anything from Minecraft movie?
Not, yeah, I couldn't.
Not a single word.
There's so much that nothing stands out. Hello and welcome to the Brothers Random Show. My name is Travis.
I'm Michael.
We are two ordinary brothers discussing extraordinary ideas and some random shit. Michael, why are we here?
Today we are going to discuss the serious lack of culturally relevant films.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
We're kind of flabbergasted at the non-impact of the recent slate of films that have come out. You and I just recently saw F1, which we both loved, but it is not leaving an impact on the cultural zeitgeist. And it's really
not only is it not making a ton of money, they may barely make their money back, but it's not a cultural phenomenon. We've grown up with cultural phenomenons, and
Yes.
none of them have happened in
probably 10 years.
10 years. Yeah, it's been a long time since anything has really come out that has been that culturally relevant.
And it's not to say that there aren't good movies that have come out, because there have been good movies, but are they leaving an impact on society in general? And that's kind of where we're going to go with this conversation. And one of the best examples of it is Pixar. And Pixar, when they first started making films, those films had a massive impact on the rest of the culture. And their more recent films, Elio came out this past year. It was a massive flop, and the year prior was a successful film in Inside Out 2. It was a sequel. And so most of the movies that have done really well this year have been sequels, or based on other IP. The big ones are basically the Minecraft movie and the new Jurassic Park movie, which are both made a bunch of money at the box office. And the truth is I don't think they have a lasting cultural impact. The Minecraft,
I guess it's possible that Minecraft might, because they'll probably make a bunch of them. So yeah. I guess so. Maybe they'll end up.
I thought it was a dumb movie. I mean, I barely laughed in it. I thought it was stupid. Most people who are into Minecraft really loved it, because my kids are into Minecraft. I guess you have to be into Minecraft to really love it, maybe.
Possibly.
If I was to say, out of all the movies that came out this summer, that one's probably got the most cultural impact, because people were getting arrested for taking chickens to screenings and stuff like that. So that happened. Here's a good example. So the summer that Terminator 2 came out, everybody was saying "Hasta la vista, baby."
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's Arnold's famous line, or "I'll be back." Everybody was quoting that the summer that Terminator 2 came out, and it had this impact on society and society's zeitgeist, and everybody was talking about it. We just had a Superman movie come out.
This coffee smells like shit.
Everybody talked about it when it came out, but it's like got zero lasting impact. In fact, I could probably not even tell you the plot of the movie. I think we're both trying to figure out why society has kind of either has it moved on from movies because everything's online now, and everything's really saturated. There's too much, and
it could very well be the attention span thing. Our
Yes.
cell phones have kind of changed attention span, because Superman, it always had something different like happening. It was all chopped up. It seemed like the whole film was chopped up into like little pieces.
Yeah.
And it was like moving around to these different pieces and parts. And maybe that's like a sign of the times. Maybe that's how our movies are. And that's how it felt with like Minecraft was the same kind of thing. It was just kind of like, and they're doing this, and now they're doing this. And then and then rather than like F1, which obvious it was kind of cohorted to a older audience. It just seemed like, more of a slow burn, but it was very kind of, this is the race. This is the next race. This is what we're doing. Like, it just kind of like, it was like one thing right after the other. It's not like,
it's not a slow movie, but it's not so like ADD, like you were saying.
Yeah.
It's not so like, we're going to do this over here, and then we're going to do this over here. We're going to do this over here.
And let's bounce back and forth between the two.
Yeah. And you want momentum in your movies, but you also want them to leave an impact on you in some capacity. You want like an emotional moment that leaves an impact on you. The movie needs to slow down enough. And I never really felt that with Minecraft. There was never this like slow down or like this, or even with the Superman movie. Even with the Superman movie, there's a couple romantic moments in it where it slows down enough to be that, but I don't know if it just doesn't leave a long enough impact on you to warrant like a social relevance. Here's another perfect example. Two of the biggest movies of all time are the Avatar movies. They get butts and seats, right? People go to them, they get butts and seats, but there's not one line from those movies that I can repeat or like that comes to mind at all.
I see you.
Very forgettable. They're very non-impact. And see, this is the thing, is like when we talk about older movies, they actually left impacts on you. Like The Godfather leaves an impact on you after you watch it. Star Wars, the first Star Wars, the original Star Wars, they left a huge impact on people after they left the theater. And, maybe outside of maybe Dune left an impact on me mainly because of the arena scene and how it was shot with infrared cameras, and because it looked like nothing I'd ever seen before. That left an impact on me, but I don't know if that really left an impact on society. And that came out last year. So there's like, this year, is this like the tip of the spear in the movies that didn't leave a lasting impact on society? You and I both recently saw probably the two best movies that came out this year, which is Sinners and F1. And I can't think of another movie that's come out this year that's been that great. Now, I've seen movies that have been great, but they didn't come out this year. And Pixar, which was this juggernaut of a movie studio, hasn't released a memorable movie in a while. I liked Inside Out 2. I thought it was cute. I thought it was good. It's a sequel. The original Inside Out left more of an impact on me than the sequel did.
Yeah. A bunch of their original stuff is just, Elio fell apart. What was that one, like, of different adventure worlds or different worlds?
Oh, that was a Disney. That wasn't a Pixar, but it was called Strange Worlds.
Strange World.
What a dump.
I never saw it.
Like, never saw it. It was, I mean,
and Elio didn't look good to me, so I just never watched it. But my kids said it was pretty good. Did it leave an impact on them? Probably not.
Well, it might be just a changing of the times with where we don't quote movies. This is an experience I had where I watched The Mask with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I realized I could basically quote everything right before it happened.
Yeah.
I could say the words that were coming.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's because I watched it over and over again.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have screens in our hands
back in the day.
Back in that day. So we watched it a bunch of different times.
Yeah.
And we probably even watched it at least once a year while growing up. Point being is that we just don't really do that with movies anymore. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's
I'm starting to think that it's just because you got a screen in your pocket. I'm thinking that what it's done is it's giving you so many options that even after you've watched something probably that is great, it's probably gonna go in one ear and out the other, because you're gonna go move on to the next one right away.
Yep. Yep.
It
That
might
might be doing something to our attention spans and our brains, our gray matter in our brains.
the gray matter in our
is
brain
changing
is
because of these
changing.
screens that we have in
Because
our pockets.
nobody remembers a number anymore. I think that's a dying thing where people remember phone numbers. In the day, you had to memorize a certain group of phone numbers so that you could call
If
your
you wanted
buddy,
to call your buddy,
or you call your parents to come pick you up when you're at a thing.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff. And that might be what's happening with entertainment. The entertainment has become so saturated that nothing is unique anymore.
not necessarily saturated in like we've got more movies coming out. It's saturated because you can watch TikTok or you can go on Instagram.
It's because it's a conglomeration of everything.
Yeah.
There's so much that nothing stands out. I mean, that could be it. That very well could be it. It just feels like the decline of art through the years. And I know there's been people who've talked about this, but supposedly one way to determine whether a society is going to fall apart or not is the quality of the art. If the art starts declining and the art starts referencing itself, which is what most of our art does these days, it references itself instead of referencing something outside of itself. So let me try to explain this.
Explain yourself.
Every movie that comes out these days has references to other movies, other maybe better movies. There's very few movies that come out that don't draw from another movie, right? And that's okay when you make it unique. Quentin Tarantino, he's always referencing older movies that are obscure to most audiences, like because he grew up in the 70s, so he was referencing 70 schlock films. The art that we currently have is a referencing art. It references something else. Even if it's an original movie, it's still drawing from other places. Our society is inundated with that to the point where the art is all self-referential and it doesn't bring a uniqueness to it. Old art used to draw from religious sources, like the Renaissance. The Renaissance painters and stuff like that, they were drawing from religious sources instead of other pop culture sources like we do. We draw from other pop culture sources. And that's why we have so many sequels. And that's why we have another Superman movie with a new cast 15 years after the last one.
Dog.
The dog, Luther! You took the dog!
That's why I think that's where we're at in society is all art is referencing other better art.
The Mask references tons of movies. Other quotes. Jim Carrey is throwing out a bunch of different quotes from other movies.
Yeah, and there's a Looney Tune. There's a Looney Tune aspect to it.
Did the Minecraft movie do that as well?
The Minecraft movie references the game. And that's where the references come from. So it's basically it's meant to reference the game, I guess. So it is referencing itself. I think that's where the sequelitis, the redos are coming in, is because the art isn't original anymore. It's a reference of a reference of a reference. So it's like back in the day when you used to make a copy of a tape. And then you'd make a copy from the copy of the tape, and it decreased in quality every time you made a copy.
Yeah.
And it feels kind of like that's where we're at. It feels like, so the 90s were referencing stuff, and people found it clever, right? They were referencing stuff from the 60s or whatever. People found it clever. Now, moving on from the 90s, now we're at the third copy of the tape, right? Or the fourth copy of the tape.
Right.
And the quality is so saturated that we're not getting quality entertainment anymore. What is it? Jurassic Park 7? Is it Jurassic Park 7? I don't remember. And then we got We got the Fast and the Furiouses coming out that are in the 7th or 8th films or whatever number it is now. Pixar used to make original content, and the last hit that Pixar had was a sequel to one of their original movies. So I'm not trying to bash that movie because I thought it was pretty good. What I'm trying to get at is that the original stuff isn't happening anymore. And when it does happen, it's so low key that they're not encouraged to make more of the original stuff, right? So Elio, which was a Pixar movie, was an original one. It flopped. I thought it looked terrible, and so I didn't watch it. Did you see it?
No.
That's a perfect example. But Sinners came out this year, and I think it came out in the spring, and it was an original movie, and it did really well. Didn't do well enough that it blew up and it became a cultural icon, right? So there's not a lot of people there were people talking about it when it came out, but it's come and gone. It's like lost in the shuffle. It probably did well enough to get everybody paid, and then people move on to the next thing. And then that's the same thing with F1. F1 is an original. It came out, it did okay. It's not doing great, and they probably won't make a sequel to it, and it'll kind of fade off. So the point is that nothing's leaving a impact on society. It's all either references to another IP, or if it's original, it's lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, and we might need to strap in for this to be the case. Like, this might be I don't know that this gets better.
No, God, please, no, 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 no.
Is what I'm saying. I don't know that this. Yeah, because I think movies will probably change. We might have a resurgence, though.
There was a point where movies had a resurgence in like the 60s when, Raging Bull came out and Easy Rider came out, and it was like the anti-cultural generation brought in like new life into movies. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Those kind of movies kind of brought in to the 60s a new wave of movies. So that could happen, but it doesn't look like it's going to.
Yeah. I want to keep my hopes up is what I would agree with. Because I don't know that this gets better with the advent of the phone. Entertainment will probably get completely changed as we know.
Well, it is changing.
It is.
We're
watching it. Whether or not that all movie theaters shut down, I don't know that I'm not sure if that's,
I believe
if that's
it's going to be
future.
like a novelty. I'm thinking it's going to be like
drive-in theaters or something.
Like you drive-in theaters or the opera. There's still people who go to the opera, but it's a small amount of people.
That'll be an interesting day. Do we get over the fact that what's in our pocket is going to change everything, and movie theaters possibly as well?
I think I'm just lamenting a time where if the movie came out, everybody was talking about it. Everybody quoted it. It had this impact on society, and it just doesn't feel like we just had a summer of movies that have been very meh. And you get a couple of good ones in there, you get a couple of things that stand out, and you're like, wow, this was great. But it's not making an impact.
Yeah. And as much as I liked Dune, which I thought was really great, like, I can't quote anything from it.
Yeah. Neither can I.
Probably just means maybe I just need to watch it again.
Yeah. And maybe that's what we do is we don't ever rewatch.
We don't rewatch things as much. Because like I mentioned, The Mask, as kids, we watched that a ton.
Over
and over again. And we did that with a bunch of the classic Disneys. I mean, I watched Beauty and the Beast.
And the Lion King,
like all those, I was watching those.
Well, and I noticed that about my kids, but maybe it's because we're grown up now that we don't rewatch anything.
So now you've got Disney Plus or Netflix or whatever, and they've got a myriad of other things they could watch.
Yeah,
right. We had to go to our VHS collection.
And decide
maybe
on something.
Few DVDs and decide from what's right here
Not,
and
what's,
maybe if we're lucky, we get to go into Blockbuster and go rent one,
yeah. But we didn't have the whole world's entertainment in our pocket. And
Right.
And part of it, I think, is probably option paralysis. That could
Sure.
be part of it, is that we watch so much that nothing sticks in your brain. Watch short videos, like ton of short videos. They're trying not to watch them as much as I used to, but you don't remember them, right?
Yeah.
You laugh at whatever funny thing that you've watched, and then it goes away, and you don't really remember what you just watched. Yesterday, if you watched a short, can you remember the short that you watched yesterday?
There was, yeah. I mean, I could pick out a few, but I also probably watched a lot more than just a few. All the rest of them are gone, and a lot of them that I see are movie clips.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting that
or from old movies.
Old movies, yeah. I'm getting entertainment on my phone, but it's like clipping a bunch of old movie parts
that as a whole are a better thing, a better experience, and a more lasting experience.
I don't know.
I think that might be the problem, is like with everything new coming out, we don't revisit the old. And so nothing stays in our brains for very long, because repetitiveness is what brings about memory, right?
Yeah.
And or what keeps memory going. And you remember stuff that you repeat. And maybe because we have so much new coming out so often, we're never going back to the old and repeating.
Yeah. Rather than taking the last 2 hours of your evening and sitting down and watching a whole film, you sit for like an hour, you scroll for an hour or whatever, and then maybe you do something else, and then you go to bed, right? Rather than just like sitting down and watching the whole film.
Yeah that might be, I think, our viewing habits.
This might be the change. This might be just strap in for, this is the new norm. I guess it probably is. But there's a big movement of people who sit down their phones before, or like after 8 o'clock, like shut everything down.
That should be what we do. We should do that more.
When was the last time you sat down, and not in a movie theater, but sat down at home and watched a movie from the beginning to the end and didn't stop
and didn't look at your phone in the process? Like that doesn't ever happen in my house.
Sure. I've noticed
there's too many distractions. People are getting food, or
might be a change in culture, because I've noticed the last couple movies I wanted to watch, I ended up doing it in like segments.
Yes.
Like I watched like a half hour,
and then I got interrupted.
Then I had something I had to go do. Turned it off, went and did something, right?
It might be the fact that we don't have leisure time anymore. We're always working.
It could be that. It could be that you're not forced to. So it's there when you're able to come back later. If you rented a movie from the Blockbuster, you had to have it watched.
You had to have it watched so you could return it.
Return it. If you didn't watch it,
that's got to be it. That's got to be it. It's got to be this. Always have time to get back to that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's there, and it saves your spot. So you can go back onto Hulu. You can go back on Amazon, back onto Disney Plus, and it's right there. It saves your spot, and then play. Cool. Now I can finish it.
You're inundated with distractions. Even when you're not at work, you're still at work, because there's always the people trying to get a hold of you, or, hey, did this happen, or whatever. I really wish I had the lifestyle where I could some people do like a week where they just
a month.
Yeah.
Dave Rubin
does a month. I wonder what it does to your brain to just never look at a screen for about a week.
Stop it. Get some help.
Like 10 days.
10 days.
To just go 10 days or something.
Without looking at a screen.
I don't know.
But there's no way I could do it, because my job requires me to do it. Because,
oh, sure. Yeah.
There's no way I could do
reals.
it. I would have to take time off and then just say, I am not touching a screen I wonder
Yeah.
what would
I
it
laugh.
do to our brains.
Like you laugh because it's like, yeah,
impossible.
sure.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
unless you're like you planned like a camping trip or something.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could
for a week.
imagine.
Yeah.
You're camping somewhere.
But you'd
That's
still
it,
try.
you know?
You'd still try. Like I remember one time I was I was with somebody who was camping, and we had no service, and they found a spot. Like they had to hike to this spot, and it just barely got enough. And it's like you're still looking for it even after, even when you shouldn't be.
Sure.
So all right. Well,
all right.
We didn't solve any problems.
We didn't solve anything, but we discussed it.
We discussed it, and that's what we're doing here. Check us out on social media, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Twitter and Instagram, all those good ones. Just look for The Sword in the Skull.
And if you liked this, you are the subscriber we are looking for, and you probably know somebody that would be interested in it too.
Until next time, keep reading, keep listening, keep watching, learn more. See you, brother.
See ya.
There you go, son. Now get out of here. You're bothering me.